The modes of descent of Wahy. This sacred sequence of Wahy, that is also called revelation, and Risala, also called as prophethood, came to an end with the last of the prophets, Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Nevermore shall Wahy descend upon any man, nor there is need for it. Wahy used to come to the Holy Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam in several forms and modes. In a hadith from Sahih al-Bukhari, Sayyida Aisha radiallahu ta'ala anha says that Sayyidina Haris ibn Hisham radiallahu ta'ala anhu once asked the Holy Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam as to how did Wahy come to him. The Holy Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam said that there are times when I hear something like the chiming of bells, and this mode of Wahy is the hardest on me. After that, when this chime sequence ends, that which has been said by the sound seems to have been committed to my memory. And there are times when the angel appears before me in the shape of a man. As regards the likening of the sound of Wahy to the sounds of bells in the hadith cited above, Sheikh Muhyiddin ibn al-Arabi has explained it by saying that in the first place, the sound of Wahy is continuous like the sound of a bell, which does not break off in between. And in the second place, when the bell rings continuously, it generally becomes difficult for the listener to determine the direction of its sound, because its sound seems to be coming from all directions. And the divine word too carries with it the distinction that it has no one single direction. In fact, the sound gives the impression of being heard from all directions. A correct realization of this phenomena is just not possible without auditory experience. However, in order to bring this happening closer to common comprehension, the Holy Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam has simply likened it to the sound of bells. With the descent of Wahy in this mode, the Holy Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam came under very heavy strain. Sayyida Aisha radiallahu ta'ala anha says towards the end of this very hadith that she had seen the coming of Wahy to him during days of extreme winter. When the progression of Wahy ceased, his blessed forehead would have already become dripping wet in spite of the chilly weather. In yet another narration, Sayyida Aisha radiallahu ta'ala anha relates, when Wahy came to him, his breath would seem to stop, the radiant face would change, turning pale like the branch of a date palm. The front teeth would shiver from cold, and he would perspire so much that its drops would roll like pearls. On occasions, so much intensity would be generated in this state of Wahy that the animal he would be riding at that time would sit down, wilting under his weight. Once, when he was resting his blessed head on the lap of Sayyidina Zayd ibn Sabit radiallahu ta'ala anhu, there started the descent of Wahy in that very posture. This released so much weight on Sayyidina Zayd's thigh that it seemed to break. There were times when a low-volumed sound of this Wahy was sensed by others as well. Sayyidina Umar radiallahu ta'ala anhu says, when Wahy came to him, a sound somewhat similar to the buzzing of honeybees could be heard close to his most bright face. Under the second mode of Wahy, an angel would come to him in some human form and deliver Allah's message. Generally, on such occasions, Sayyidina Jibrail alayhi salam used to come to him in the form of Sayyidina Dihya al-Kalbi radiallahu anhu. Certainly, at other times he has come in other forms as well. In any case, this mode of the coming of Wahy, when it was brought by Sayyidina Jibrail alayhi salam appearing in human form, was the easiest on the Holy Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. The third mode of the coming of Wahy used to be that Sayyidina Jibrail alayhi salam would appear as he was, without having taken on the shape of a man. But this has happened only thrice in his entire lifetime. First of all, it was when the Holy Prophet ﷺ had himself wished to see him in his real form and shape. The second time, it was in the Miraj, the ascent to heaven. And the third time, it was at Ajiyad in Makkah al-Mukarramah during the very early days of prophethood. The first two happenings stand proved authentically. However, the last one suffers from weak chains of authority and is therefore doubtful. The fourth mode is distinguished by a direct, non-intermediary, two-way conversation with Allah Almighty. This honor was bestowed upon the Holy Prophet ﷺ only once, that is, in Miraj, while awake. In addition to that, once it was in a dream as well that he was in a conversing situation with Allah Almighty. Under the fifth mode of Wahy, it so happened that Sayyidina Jibrail alayhi salam, without appearing physically in any form whatsoever, let some words of the message fall into his heart.